In Luke chapter 6, Jesus had given his Mount of Beatitudes discourse to the disciples and to the multitude. We call it the Beatitudes. We often have said that these are attitudes that beings, human beings, should have. Powerful words from the Lord Jesus Christ to help us lay a firm foundation for our lives. You remember how they began. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. You remember those wonderful words of Jesus, actually his first recorded message in the Gospel of Matthew. At the end of that message, he gives these words in Luke chapter 6, verses 43 through 49. For a good tree does not bear bad fruit, nor does a bad tree bear good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For men do not gather figs from thorns, nor do they gather grapes from a bramble bush. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart brings forth evil. For out of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaks. Powerful words. Do you want to know what really is in a person's heart? Just listen to him talk long enough. Then Jesus said this, verse 46, "But why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I'll show you to whom he is like. He is like a man building a house who dug deep, and he laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose and the stream beat vehemently against that house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon the rock. But he who heard and did nothing is like a man who built his house on the earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great." I'd like to talk about, maybe for a few days as we begin a brand new month today, April the 1st, I'd like to talk about digging deep. Jesus said, "A man that hears my sayings and does them is like a man who built a house, and he dug deep." He dug deep. I'm wondering today, how are you and I standing in this storm that's vehemently beating against us, this coronavirus crisis, as we hear news now that over 4,000 people in America have died from the virus. Projections are as high as 100,000 to hundreds of thousands of people dying. And we realize how weak we really are, how frail we are, and how we can't hide from this invisible danger that lurks across this land and around this world. So have we dug deep? Well, that's a good question. Have we been digging deep into what is a firm foundation? Well, the Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 10 said, "According to the grace of God which was given to me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another man builds on it. So let each one take heed how he builds on it." And then he makes this statement, verse 11, "For no other foundation can anyone lay than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ." So let's start with the foundation today, all right? If we're going to build a life that can stand the storms and the tests that comes its way, we must make sure first, as Jesus said, we dig deep to the great foundation, which is Jesus Christ himself. Yes, that means that we believe that Jesus indeed is the very Son of God. Jesus is reality. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. Yes, if there's anything real in this world, if there's any absolute truth in this world, it's in a person, Jesus Christ, the founder, the foundation, the one who has literally created the heavens and the earth, created you and me in his own image. Everything begins with him. He said, "I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end." And my friend, he really is everything in between. So today, let's go to the foundation. Let's dig deep. We have to dig deeper than the philosophies of men and the whims of the people around us and the thoughts of our heart. Let's get into Jesus himself. He died on the cross for us. He rose again the third day. He is the firm foundation. I mean today, if ever before, like never before, we need to dig deep into Jesus Christ himself. May God help us to begin that journey today of having a house that can stand the storms of life.